Welcome to These Nuts Garage, and guess what? Betty is back. Alrighty, like I said in the intro there, Betty is back. Now this is Betty White, our 2014 Ford Fusion Titanium. Now she's been living down in Florida for the past couple of years or so that's why you hadn't seen a lot about this car. But what we've done, we've shipped off Lucille to Florida, and now we've brought Betty back home. Now you can tell from behind me, this is not my normal filming location, and what this is another place that we have in Kentucky. So we're back in the great state of Kentucky for probably the next, I don't know, 10 months. So we're going to be seeing a lot of filming out of here, then you'll see some filming out of our other place down in Tennessee. So now with all that being said, this car has about 157,000 miles on it. When we bought it, it had about 7,500. So this is going to kind of be a series of reviews and things that we need to do to this car now that it's got 157,000 miles on it. Now, I will take you around the car here in a minute, show you some things that we need to check on the outside. The inside is in pretty good shape, but we do have a few slight mechanical issues. Now, one thing we're going to be doing in this particular video is Betty's getting some new shoes. And as you can see over here to your left and my right, there's going to be the new rims and tires we're going to be putting on this car today. But the problem is I don't have hardly any of my tools, so we're going to be using the factory jack and lug wrench to put the tires on today. So maybe that'll work. I hope that everything comes out, because I want to get those tires on this car today. So let me take the camera and walk you around the car, and I'll show you why we're going to be replacing the tires that are on the car, the factory tires and wheels, with those new ones. Alrighty, so here's the tire. Now it is a 235/40 R19 96H. These are the factory rims. As you can see, the powder coating is just coming off of them everywhere. Got a little bit of the nicks inside of here. So we're going to go ahead and replace the tires with the rims, because the tires are down to the wear bars anyway, and they're at least 5 years old. They've been on here for a while, so we're just going to go ahead and replace them. And every tire is like this. These have some road rash, and all this road rash on the rims was on the car when we bought it at 7,500 miles. But I've got a plan for these rims, maybe. And overall, the outside of the car still looks as good as it did the day we bought it, with the exception of this very unlucky door. This door is very unlucky. Right before it got shipped back up here from Florida, somebody opened their door on it and just didn't do much down here, but it did kind of nick this up. So I am going to be trying to see about getting that kind of patched a little bit. But this door was actually hit, and you may be able to tell it even in this light right here. This door was actually hit by my mother-in-law. She backed into this door, and we had to have this whole door shell repainted and replaced. So you can kind of tell maybe on this camera here that it is slightly off when it comes to the color. This is a tri-coat white, which is like a pearl, got a lot of metallic flake in it. Back window, gonna have to be stripped and retinted. Once again, outside of the car, that rim is the same way, kind of nicked up, and like right here, all of that clear coat and powder coating, I mean, is just chipped off. This side of the car looks good. All the window tint, except for the back, is perfectly fine. I was gonna say this is probably even a better rim, but not so much. So what I got planned for the rims is I'm gonna go have the tires broken down from the rims, have the TPMS sensors removed, and I'm going to see if I can find somebody to check and make sure they're in round, because at one time my wife had hit a real bad pothole and it bent 2 of these rims on this car. If all the rims are still in round really well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them, have them powder coated or sandblasted, and then powder coated back to this factory color or as close as possible to it. And I'm just going to put these rims up, throw the tires away, but I'm going to put these rims up and keep them. So if we ever do decide to, you know, maybe have 2 sets of tires, maybe some for in the winter, some for in the summer, I can swap them out, you know, because this car's not going to get driven much, but it will be driven. And if it has to be driven in the winter, which, you know, we want to be able to get down the road with pretty good ease, you know, or we'll just take that over there. Oh yeah, I ain't got to that video yet, but I will soon. Before and after, when I did a video on that Bronco when we first got it, and now I'm going to do a video on all the stuff we've done to it so far and what we're going to continue to do to it. All right, so let's get over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on time lapse, and we're going to start replacing these tires and wheels with the ones that are over there. But first, let's go over here and look at the new tires we're putting on. Alrighty, so here's the tires and wheels we're going to be putting on it. Now the rim is a sport tuning rim. Actually, it's kind of 2 colors. The back inside here is like a shiny black, and then this out here is like some kind of, it actually looks like it's a aluminum finish, and then they go in with maybe a tint in the clear coat, and then they spray it. So now it's like this off, well, I call it a smoked aluminum look. There's my helper over there in the door. She's waving. She'll be out here in a minute. Now the tires are Goodyear Assurance Comfort Drive right there. It's a 235/40 R19 96 V. I guess that's a speed rating maybe. If not, comment down below. These are like good for, like I said, mud and snow. So they'll work good in the winter time. But I did get these from TireRack. I'm not sponsored by TireRack. I wished I was. But I did order these from them. And one thing I need to do is I need to check the air pressure after I put them on the car to make sure they're what the door says. I also have to set these to the computer in the car for the TPMS sensors to work. In here I got new lug nuts, and I think the lug nut adapter and all that good stuff inside of this package. It says hardware enclosed. So let's get started. All right, so here it is. Got them all the way around the car. But as we were taking the wheels off of the car, we noticed tires are just cracked here. Really bad right here. That was feels like a little knot. But they didn't have long to go before they blew out. This one was the same way. Several spaces that it's cut. There, right there, up there. So, right here. So it wasn't going to be long till this car had a major blowout. And we didn't need that happening with one of our children driving it. So I'm glad we got the car back and doing all this maintenance stuff to it. Putting these new tires on it. I mean, it looks really, really sporty, I guess. I usually don't like solid black wheels like that, but they are 2 different colors, but it does look pretty sharp, other than that little nick in that door. Now, some things that we're going to have to do to this car is, first, we're going to have to get the oil changed, transmission fluid changed out, change the air filter inside, the cabin air filter. May see about having the Ford place do a swap on the antifreeze that's in the car. I don't want to have to get fooled with that. burp it and all that other kind of stuff. But also we got some kind of noise in the front end. Sounds like maybe the rack and pinion is trying to go out, so I'm gonna have to replace that. And then moving back here, I know we're gonna do a complete brake job on it. New brake pads and rotors in the front, same as the rear. But also when I was back here changing this tire out, I was looking at the shocks, and the rear shocks need to be replaced again. I think the last time I probably replaced these, it had 75, 80,000 miles on them, so they're due. So we'll need to do that. And then as far as the inside goes, the inside's in good shape. There's no tears or nothing in it. So we don't have to do anything in there. For sale, $45,000. That's probably 36,000, probably too much. But it's still in really good shape, so we're going to keep riding it, driving it down the road, taking care of it. Like I said, this door, probably have to get that fixed again. And then she'll be almost back to mint. She's pretty. And there's old Wiley and Betty sitting in a tree. I'm so weird. Wave at everybody, trash can lady. So here's all the stuff that we use. I did use the jack from the car. Like I said, I didn't have the right tools for this job because they're all back in Tennessee. So we made it work. I do need to take it and use a, probably tomorrow, throw a torque wrench on the lug nuts. And I also have to, I think, set the TPMS sensors. But that's going to be it for today. I'm stuck like a fly. Tell everybody bye. Tell them thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below.
Lots of likes.
Lots of likes and comments. The more shares. Yeah, share it with everybody. Sharing is caring. Alrighty, so that's it. See y'all in the next video.